Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is the author of the book How to Increase Your Airline Loyalty Points, the Smart Travel List Guide. No other than Miss Linda Ting.
Hello, Daniel.
Welcome, Miss Linda on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Linda King. I'm an Amazon best-selling author, travel blogger, and travel coach. I have a background in travel and money management, and the Smart Travelista was founded from my love of travel and money. So what I do, I share travel tips and travel stories, and I've written 11 books with two more to be released this year.
Yes, indeed, Miss Linda. I love money too. Billions of money. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Hoping for more and more empowering books like this to come. So, Miss Linda, the smart travel lista mindset, how do you define a smart travel lista and how is their approach to spending and travel fundamentally different from the average person?
So I think the average person, when they travel, they throw money around. So they go, I'm on holidays. I'm just going to spend everything that I've got. With a smart travelista, the motto is we still want to travel in quality. So we don't want to do backpacking or hosteling or anything like that, but we want to do it cheaper. So the theory is if we take a few steps and follow the tips, we're going to have a fabulous holiday in a little bit of luxury, but not at that cost. So, a smart travelista would one research and plan ahead, and also use the tips and tricks while they're traveling. Because if you can save money on a trip, it means you've got more money in the bank, which means you can do more travel. And I think as a traveler, myself included, we want to travel more. We don't want to travel less. So it's about how you get savvy with that money management, and then you can do more travel basically.
I want to travel more too, Miss Linda, and tell us. Most people know about earning points from flying. What is the most surprising or something way your book teaches people to mass loyalty points?
Yeah, there's a few things that sometimes people go wrong with. So, obviously they do the research about the program, but it's really good to keep up to date with the changes of the program. So, most loyalty programs are very dynamic and they change all the time. So, one really big tip that I would say to most people that are trying to build miles or airline loyalty points is to join up with their mailing list. So, obviously we get a lot of emails every day and we feel like we're being spammed with all these emails. But what I would say is these emails that you receive from your loyalty program are like gold because you're going to be one of the first to know about any changes that are happening. And also, if they've got new partners, because most airline loyalty programs have got a lot of partners, you're going to know about this new partner and you're going to go, okay, well, I better go and investigate them. I might better use some of their products. So for me, it's about really being up to date with what the loyalty program offers. You might have a number of loyalty programs, so you might not only have one, you might have a few. So what I would suggest is that you also join up with their email list, and then always keep those emails aside in your email box because they're going to be basically they're money saving. If you read them and investigate them, then they're you're going to save your money on travel.
Indeed, saving money for sure. And why do people consistently leave billions of dollars in points and miles under them every year. What is the psychological barrier your book helps them overcome?
Well, I've spoken to a lot of travelers in my travels, and I think one that I had recently, the guy goes, "Oh, look, I've always been wanting to get into that, but I just haven't had time. I should really do that because I'll earn points." I think people think it's really hard to do. I mean, it takes a lot. It's not that hard, Daniel. Once you do that initial investigation, and I'm not going to lie to you, it takes a little bit of time. Once you're across all the rules and the conditions, it absolutely becomes easier. It's like anything that you do. So when we're doing something new, it seems really hard because we haven't done it before. But once you actually learn and you experience it once, it just becomes second nature, almost a habit. So that's what I would say. Don't put it off. You're leaving money, as you said, money on the table that you could actually be saving by just taking that first step. So my book takes people through that and takes them step by step. So it's like you've got a travel coach holding your hand all along the journey. Once you've done it once, it becomes very easy, and you'll just say to yourself, "Why did I not start this sooner?" Because I'm saving money. I'm saving a lot of money.
Mm, definitely. Why not sooner?
Mm.
Well, for sure. And let's talk about the strategy and systems. If someone is starting from zero, what is the very first step they should take to build a points and miles strategy?
The very first step is, where are you located in the world, and what airline do you think you're going to travel on a lot? So, it might be your home carrier in your own home country. Decide what your loyalty program is going to be, or loyalty programs. So there might be a number in your country that are really good. So think about it. So think about ahead. All right, I'm going to travel to Europe, or I'm going to travel to Asia. Does my airline go to those countries? If they do, great. And then once you've decided your program, sign up for it. That's the first thing. While you're signing up for it, sign up for their emailing list. That would be my first step. Then, secondly, once you've decided that, I would go, okay, I need to understand this program inside and out, because to get the best value out of it and to get the most points, I need to understand it. And then, the steps go on from there, Daniel. So, one, it's decide the airline loyalty program, and then secondly, start understanding what they offer.
Miss Linda, tell us. Credit card welcome bonuses are a huge source of points. How do you guide readers to leverage these offers smartly without falling into debt?
Yeah, look, I would say credit cards, you've got to be careful with credit cards. So you've got to have your money management down pat. So um, I would not just be signing up for credit cards to get the bonuses. So, they might be offering 150,000 points, which is pretty much a trip, right? Abroad.
Mhm.
Don't get that credit card if you can't financially afford it. So what I would say, and this is what I do, and I'm not going to recommend financial advice to people. That's not what I'm doing. But what I do personally, can I afford that annual fee? Because a lot of these cards give it, they charge an annual fee.
Yes.
What I would also say, can you pay that credit card off every statement period? Because that's what I do. You do not want to get 150,000 points, for example, and then be charged interest every month. If you're charged interest every month, it's going to wipe out that $150,000 bonus, you know, reward that you've just been given. So my advice is, if you're savvy with your credit card, if you can pay that statement off every month, put everything on the credit card and pay it off, then it's a really great strategy. If you
Yes.
can't do that, then it might not be the strategy for you. But there are other partners that you can use. So don't get yourself into debt, because then the points really are wiped out, in my opinion.
Miss Linda, Airlines, alliances, and partner networks are crucial. How do you teach readers to navigate these complex webs to find the best redemption opportunities?
Yeah, this is a chapter in the book, so I'm glad you asked. So, again, it's about the initial research. So, when you join that program, understand where the airline flies, but if they don't fly there, does a partner fly there? So that's really crucial. And we've got a number of airline alliances in the world. Which one is going to be really beneficial to you? So, for me in Australia, the airline that I travel on mostly is in the One World, which is really fabulous because where they don't fly, the other airlines fly. So really, when you think about your home airline and also the alliance, does it cover the most of the world? If it covers most of the world, then you're absolutely can be happy about that because if your airline doesn't fly there, the alliance partners will, and also understand, do they offer the same sort of points? So that's really important. But again, that comes down to the research that you would do initially when you chose that airline because you're choosing them and the alliance partners.
Miss Linda, how can a status mass or challenge with the airlines be game changer for earning points faster, and how does it work?
Yeah, it's about getting utilizing any partners that our airlines got. So yes, we can fly. Yes, we can use a credit card to earn points, but there are also a number of other partners you can use. So most airline partners have accommodation, which is a really good thing. They've probably got car hire. They've probably got other travel products like, foreign currency, insurance, and all those other things. So again, it's about researching and building a strategy that is going to utilize everything. So you're flying somewhere, you're going to need accommodation, you might need a car, you might need a tour, you might need foreign currency. It's about how you place them all together to get the maximum amount of points. If you do that really smartly and have a good strategy, you're going to build points quickly. And when I say build your airline loyalty points and fly for free, you will be flying for free quicker if you can utilize all those partners together.
Yes, utilize people. And Miss Linda, what are your best tips for finding available award seats, especially for coveted international business class flights that seem to never have availability?
Yep. So, as I mentioned about signing up for their mailing list, what I would also do, Daniel, if the travellers can travel in off-peak season, where maybe the weather's not so great and maybe people aren't, it's not so crowded, you're actually going to get a better opportunity to get those coveted business class seats. So I'm doing the same thing actually. I'm heading to Europe in a few days. So I didn't head to Europe in the peak European summer because
Hmm.
getting the seats is very difficult. So you've got to start thinking about, instead of going to Europe in June, July, and August, can you go in September or October? Because the availability for those seats will be available. What I would say also with the listeners, can you get a confirmed economy seat? Because what you can do with most points is then upgrade to business class. So if the business class seat isn't available, can you go economy or premium economy if it's available? And then use your points to upgrade at the last minute. So that's one way. Going off peak is a really good option. I have got many business class and also economy seats doing that. It's also about thinking about, you might have a really direct flight that you want to go on, say to London. Can you go via another city that's actually not so direct? It's going to get you there in good time. So always think about most people want to go, and it's most popular to go direct, or the most direct route. Can you go maybe via another city that's still going to get you there? So it's just about looking for those when you're thinking of redeeming your points. Look at the most direct routes. If they're not available, try and get smart and think, okay, can I think of another city that maybe is an extra stop, but it's still going to get me there in time? So these would be the tips that I would suggest. So off peak, also going on flights that are a bit early in the morning. I don't know about you, Daniel, but I don't like going on early morning flights. I like my sleep. And I suppose most other people like their sleep. But is there a really early morning flight that's got some redemption seats on it? If it is, grab it.
Why not,
You know,
right?
yeah, and we can sleep on the plane. That's what the plane's for.
Yes. Why
So
not?
that'd be my tips.
Thank you for the tips and truly, truly empowering tips, Miss Linda. Thank you so much. So, what is the example of a famous sweet spot redemption, a route or cabin where the points cost is an incredible value compared to a cash price?
Yeah, it was one I did a little while back. I went to Tahiti. So
Mm,
Tahiti is and also Bora Bora. They're very expensive places traditionally,
yes.
but that's about going, you know what? I want to go there, but I don't want to pay the expensive airfare. I want to use points. So my advice would be, and it's always up to the individual, Daniel, what they want to do with their points, but always look at those really expensive places and also look at long haul. That's going to be your best value with the points. So I use points to go to Papeete in Tahiti, and to me that was a really valuable reward because to fly there is expensive, and to actually travel there is expensive. So again, it's up to the individual. What are those places on your bucket list that are expensive? Like the Maldives or Bora Bora or Tahiti. Maybe that's one goal that you want to set for yourself, to go to those expensive places that traditionally you can't afford. This is where the valuable points come in really handy, and it saves you a lot of money. Also, long haul, depending where you're located in the world, do you want to go somewhere long haul? Those points are also very, very valuable. You might want to go somewhere close by, and that's okay too. But it's up to the individual and this comes down to the strategy, right? What strategy do you want to use, and what's the goal for you to save these points up for? So yeah, it's up to the individual, and at the end of the day, they're your points, right? So you do what you want to do with your points.
Hmm. Definitely use your points, people wisely. And Miss Linda, as an author and, well, a traveler, what are your short term and long term goals?
So my short term is to get out of the house in a few days to head to Europe for a month.
Yes.
I've got to escape the cold, and get into a bit of sunshine. Um, Also, I've got 2 more books releasing when I get back from my trip. So that's another 2 books. Long term, I'm going to soft launch my travel coaching service. So that's in the future, and obviously more travel and more book writing. So yeah, very busy, but loving every minute of it.
Busy, busy indeed. And wow, that amazing. Miss Linda, busy, busy is a good thing. So, thank you for that goals and looking forward for your success and good luck.
Thank you,
And what
Daniel.
would be your piece of advice for those people out there want to be like you?
So, 2 bits of advice. If you're an author like myself, keep writing and reading as much as you can. Be bold and brave, and the world is just waiting for your book. If you're a traveler, I would give you similar advice. The world is waiting for you to explore it. Go out there and see the wonderful world that we've got. It is so wonderful, and you only understand how wonderful it is by exploring and going out there. If you're a solo traveler, also be brave. You know, if you haven't done it before, there's a lot of solo travelers out there that um, are in the same boat as you, and you're going to meet a lot of people. If you're traveling at a group, travel as well. So I would say, you know, life is to be experienced and to be joyful. So just get out there and do it.
Yes, do it, people. Do it because life is too short. Thank you for that advice, Miss Linda. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
So, sorry, you wanted to find out where the people can find me?
No, can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Oh, there's so many. I would say one book that's really influenced me would have been Eat, Pray, Love, the, the memoir about traveling the world and experiencing life. But there are so many. I couldn't name them all. But yeah, I would say if, as a traveler, that's probably been the biggest influence in my life.
Thank you for that recommended book, Miss Linda. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast, Law 101 and Mental Health 101, Love Letters in its third season, and my movie 101 review and music 101 in fourth season, and science 101 and sex 101 in each first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Linda, tell us how much ongoing time does it realistically take to manage this hobby? How do you streamline the process?
I use a lot of expertise and automation. It's very, very handy. Life is so busy, as you know. I work also as well as doing this. So it's just about how you work smarter, not
Yes.
harder. And technology is a great thing. Yeah, so tools. I think initially when you start a business, you'll probably have to outlay to get certain technology tools, but they really pay for themselves when they save you time. Yeah, so I would say just think about the tools that are going to save you money, save you time initially, and then utilize those. So, you know, it's about, you know, having meetings with people. You need a calendar. So it's about having a calendar. You know, there's also other people that you need to help you produce your products. So it's just about how you find and source them and use them ongoing. So yeah, and just you need a calendar obviously to keep you organized with everything. So it's just, you know, have that calendar that'll keep you on track. Reach out to the people that you need or hire those people that you need. And then yeah, your vision will come to light.
What are the three mistakes? Yes, what are the top three mistakes beginners make that sabotage their points earning potential or lead to points expiring?
Not having active points. So you can earn points, and then if you're not actively earning points, those points expire. So you can't then use them. What I would also say, as I mentioned earlier, people not even starting with the points, like having maybe joined a program, but they're not taking that any further. So, you know, if you're going to join a program, investigate, start using those points, start building those points, because if you do build some points and then you don't have anything for a while, most airline programs will expire your points and delete them. And why give them back to the airline? They're yours. To, you know, it's like money in the bank. You don't want to give the money back to the bank through fees. It's about how you use those points or continue to build them until you're ready to then redeem the points.
Miss Linda, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your book, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yeah, so thank you, Daniel. Most people can find me on the smarttravelista.com with two T's. They can reach out to me via email, and I'm on pretty much every social media. So if they want to reach out to me there, if you want to follow me, you can do that. I'll follow you back. And then, yeah, let's have a great conversation.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Linda. And if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering books like this to come. So, Miss Linda, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel.
More to come, people. See you soon.